It's not a fun feeling getting beaten up, innit?
I wouldn't know, bro. I wouldn't know.
I do know, fam. Shout Jordan Dijon. He's done it a few times. Guys, make sure you leave a like and a comment. It helps with visibility. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell notification. It's up there. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're listening on iTunes, make sure you leave us a review. What's the next topic?
Nah, man, come off that quick, cuz. Did he do that? I wasn't watching. Did he do the pointing?
Yeah, I did. Still.
Did he point it out?
Eddie Hearn. It's not been announced, but he said he will never confirm nor deny that he has signed a deal with DAZN. I believe it's a 9-figure deal to host all of his UK fights. It's going to be, I think, like £2 or something dirt cheap. Or even notice a subscription coming out your account.
So the deal's been signed with DAZN, but don't he?
Pretty much, it's all in place. He hasn't confirmed or denied. But if it's not true, just say nah, it's not true, isn't it?
What's the to break down the DAZN situation? I thought DAZN's his company, no?
No. DAZN's are like multi-billionaires. They own it. Like, you know,
but he's got ties. He's got ties with DAZN.
He's literally their boxing promoter. He ain't got nothing else. It's like him and Sky. He ain't got nothing. He ain't own Sky. Yeah.
Okay. Because obviously he's always been pushing his stuff to DAZN anyway.
Yeah. In America anyway.
Yeah.
So in the UK, obviously Anthony Joshua's got his own separate deal. His AJ Boxing. He has his deal with Sky Sports. Dylan White put himself in a similar situation because Eddie Hearn's not Dylan White's legal promoter.
Yeah.
It's a fight-by-fight basis.
Yeah.
He can continue to be on Sky Sports pay-per-view. But every other fighter now, they're going to be on DAZN for $2.99 or maybe $1.99. I can't remember what it is.
What's that, monthly fees?
Yeah.
So wait, what's that do for boxing? What's that do? What do you reckon? What's that? Is that good or bad? Where's that?
If you look at the American model, where they gave him a shitload of money, and he didn't really go far with it. I don't remember the last time I had a big American card on. In the UK side, obviously he's already got the fighters. What was the last time he had a good fight on regular Sky Sports?
Yeah, 50-50 good scrap.
Yeah, where you've looked at the card and thought, yeah, I'm here for it. For me, it's been years. Remember, there was a period, it was like 2 years. What are we
talking about? You're not talking about the fight, you're talking about,
talking about pay-per-view, I'm talking about the regular
You're not talking about the main
Sports
event,
card.
you're talking about the whole card.
Even the main event. A regular Sky Sports main event.
What was the Conor Ben one just gone?
Yeah, I think that was regular Sky Sports.
That was regular Sky Sports. I was surprised by that because I would have thought that was pay-per-view just the way Eddie Hearn goes on, innit? You know them ones.
There was a period of, I think it's a year and a half, almost 2 years, where there was not one world title fight on regular Sky Sports.
Yeah.
So for me, you know, you have like a favourite rapper, it's like Underground. When it's coming up, he does bare bits. But as soon as he reaches the top, and he's mainstream.
Yeah.
And then everything just starts falling off. Everything just mainstream.
He's doing it
for the sake of selling, isn't it? He's got to the point where he's making so much money, he just wants more money. I feel like it's like that with Eddie Hearn now. Where it's like,
boxing.
Yeah, you have Joshua Buatsi and you have Ted Cheeseman. Ted Cheeseman should not be headlining so many more cards than Joshua Buatsi. Yeah. Buatsi's going to go further than Cheeseman. Obviously, that's my opinion. Buatsi's been the British champion.
Why are you throwing them two out there? Why are you throwing them two names?
Because it's a big... You have Joshua Buatsi, he's signed to AJ.
Yeah.
His promoter's Matchroom.
Yeah.
He's an Olympic silver medalist.
Yeah.
And Ted Cheeseman headlines more cards than Buatsi. How does that add up?
Okay. Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
I just want to know why. Eddie, why?
What are you saying? What are you saying? Straight ticket. What is it? A ticket sales views thing? What's the reason?
Obviously, a lot of things happen behind the scenes. You don't know if it's injuries or other things holding it up. I think one thing could be, obviously, every time Buatsi fights, you're going to have to pay him a lot. Yeah,
definitely. Should be on more than, like you said, just for an amateur background and what he's done before he's even turned pro.
So sometimes it is hard to make him headline and do these things, which I understand. But at the same time, like I said, he signed to AJ. His Eddie Hearn's his promoter. You build him up, get him consistent fights, take a loss for the first 2 years, let him fight every month, build him properly.
Take a loss financially, you're saying, yeah?
Yeah, because with his style, he's exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. People are gonna watch.
Fans are gonna gravitate. If you turn on Sky Sports and you see Buatsi fight, you're gonna come back next week.
Yeah. He brings excitement. He brings excitement.
I feel like he's been mismanaged in that sense because he doesn't really fight often. I remember the last time he fought against Marco Kalic. Good fight, innit? And it shouldn't have been a good fight. At this stage of his career, he needs to be taking guys out. Yeah. But like I said, it's a good fight. He broke the guy's jaw and stopped him. But at the same time, I want to see more progression from Buatsi. I want to see him headlining fights. He should be fighting often, but he isn't. And now, if you look at the talent that Eddie Hearn's got right now, a lot of them are losing.
Yeah. What you saying? The talent is limited. The talent is limited.
They're not fighting often. It's just not looking good, isn't it?
So what you saying? You ain't got faith in this deal right now where he's going. I think he's done this personally. He must have something up his sleeve to making this move away. He must know, or he must be using that to go to America and try and clean up a load of these other fighters.
But do you reckon we'll see all the fights we need to see? Like we was talking about earlier off camera, he's got about 8 top heavyweights right now.
Yeah.
Chisora's fighting Parker. Fair enough, it's a good fight. Chisora is, you want to say he's a journeyman, he's more of a gatekeeper. But once you fight Chisora, you're going to get a big fight.
He's a good test, isn't it? He's a good test for any heavyweight.
But no one really thinks Chisora's never going to do it like that. Yeah. Him beating Takam was a shock.
Yeah.
I love Chisora, he's one of my favourite fighters of all time.
That kept him in the game. That kept him in the game.
So it gets to a point where you're asking yourself, when's Hergefich going to fight Parker? When are these top guys actually going to get in the ring and mesh together?
Because obviously we was talking about as well about if anyone was coming close to just taking over boxing in the sense of the way that Dana White has the UFC at the moment, the front runner looks like Eddie Hearn, isn't it?
Because he's got it all there for him, innit?
He's got them. Yeah. So what you saying? But there's no faith. There's no faith in boxing fans getting the fights that the boxing fans deserve, basically.
I used to defend Eddie Hearn so much when I first started my page because he was doing everything well, wasn't it?
Yeah.
But it's been a year or two where it's like stagnated, maybe even gone worse, to be honest with you.
No, I hear that. You know, I've been very critical of some of the fights like the AJ Wilders and things like that. I feel like I'm old school in my way of thinking in the sense of I'd rather see these top fighters get to where they know they're gonna go, was like get them there and get them fighting the so-called best out there. Like I reckon AJ and Wilder should have been a trilogy fight by now, you know, like it could have and should have been had the potential to do that and make big numbers in doing so and help the fighters' progression. But obviously Eddie didn't have that in his vision.
Yeah, and to be honest, when you've got Anthony Joshua, it's like Canelo and Golden Boy, they built him on Floyd Mayweather's undercard. Joshua Buatsi could have easily been built on Joshua undercard.
AJ's undercard.
Other fighters as well that he's got could easily be built on the undercard. Yeah. He's got Craig Richards fighting Dimitri Bivol. Most fans in the UK, Matchroom, people who follow Matchroom and support Eddie Hearn, most of them don't even know Craig Richards. And now he's just put him up on a world title fight.
Yeah. He tries to get as many headliners as he can as possible without even avoiding real tests for them early on, innit? Avoiding 50-50 fights. But yeah, we'll see. Obviously, if he does get that power, he looks like he's getting more and more fighters at the moment. We got to see him start throwing them in the deep end with each other, innit?
Do you have faith that's going to happen?
No, not at all. Not at all, bro. I ain't going to be critical because obviously Eddie's in there. He's making moves of some sort, but obviously based on what we've seen from him already, there's no reason to think we'll get them fights, innit?
To be fair, if the zone overpay because they've got money like that, obviously they took a hit when COVID happened, but they're back on their feet, it seems like, if they're making this deal. So yeah, hopefully they give him the money to say, just put the fights together, innit? And hopefully the fights happen. It's like we've seen Josh Warrington just take a loss. A bad loss as well. I don't even know if that's a rematch going to happen.
Was there talk? Is that what he was saying straight away? Make it a rematch?
Yeah. But there's been no talk since.
Yeah. Sometimes a fighter knows, and a fighter in his team knows. Stay away from that one.
Get a tune up, maybe come back to it.
Yeah, I didn't even see that one, but everyone was saying bad stoppage, innit? Like you had him out, the Donny had him out, Mexican Donny.
Oh yeah, if it was the other way around, they'd have probably stopped it
earlier on.
The first 3-4 rounds.
Yeah, and then he come back, he found his way back in and that, but he got stopped even later, which sometimes is even more damaging for a fighter, innit?
You need a long rest.
Yeah, mentally and physically.
Yeah, mentally I think it's sometimes can be a lot worse because they don't know what happened, and like you said, they could have been stopped in the third, fourth, and man was just still in there holding on, getting beats, innit?
It's not a fun feeling getting beaten up, innit?
I wouldn't know, bro. I wouldn't know.
I do know, fam. Shout Jordan Dijon. He's done it a few times. Guys, make sure you leave a like and a comment. It helps with visibility. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit that bell notification. It's up there. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're listening on iTunes, make sure you leave us a review. What's the next topic?
Nah, man, come off that quick, cuz. Did he do that? I wasn't watching. Did he do the pointing?
Yeah, I did. Still.
Did he point it out? What one? The middle one?
Both of them, bro.
Top left or
there,
top? What way did you point? Top left or top right?
Leave me alone. I try my best, bro.
What do you reckon of the Ryan Garcia pulling out of the Fortuna fight?
Oh yeah.
For alleged mental health reasons.
Ryan Garcia.
This is news to him. No.
He posted on social media. I think posted on his Instagram, probably his Twitter as well, saying his fight. I can't remember when it was going to be, but it's going to be quite soon against Fortuna. Another step up for him. Fortuna was robbed against Robert Easter. He should have won the IBF title.
Yeah.
That was the fight. I think before or after Comey got robbed by Easter.
Yeah. Okay.
So it would have been a proper test for him. And he said he's pulled out because of mental health issues. Now, one thing about Ryan Garcia is he's always been big on talk about his anxiety and his mental health issues.
Yeah.
He always tells his fans, if you got anything going on, just DM me. I'll message back. I'll talk to you, innit? So obviously mental health is a big topic these days. So I'm not gonna criticize anyone who says, "Listen, my mental health is bad and I can't fight." Innit? I'm not gonna tell that guy who's feeling down about himself, "Yo, go get punched in the head, bro." You know what I mean, innit? But some people put it down to just excuses, innit?
Yeah.
Because every time he's had that big step up, obviously he fought Luke Campbell, but every time he's spoken about fighting other people, it's never materialized, innit?
That's a bit of a tough one.
Yeah.
You put me in a situation straight away, but a man took the high ground and said, I can't diss man, innit? Man, he's leaving it to me to be the ruthless one, innit?
He's still kind of young, so he's got time to...
He has, and obviously, hopefully, his mental health is obviously is rife right now, innit? A lot's going on. You know me, I'm old school in my way of thinking, because I'm old, like...
deal with it, innit?
Deal with it, but we've all got mental problems. I'm like, listen, if it is genuine and he does just, it's what? So was the fight signed?
Yeah, training camp, in the training camp.
Nah.
How many weeks?
I hear you though.
How many weeks before?
I'm not sure.
This is
at least 8.
At least 8 weeks before.
Listen, only he knows what's best for him. This is part of being a professional in anything you do. Professional is professional. It's your job, innit? Obviously, if he takes this fight off, if he don't take this fight and then gets through whatever he needs to get through, come back in a fight later on and looks the man, looks the real deal, then no one, who is anyone to say anything? It was obviously the right decision for him, innit? But if it is one of them things, that's just one of them things, that just could become a recurring thing, innit? Like if a man could just pull out, if you allow a man to just pull out of a fight like that whenever they want, just because their head ain't right, their head ain't in it, then I don't think that's a good thing for boxing at all.
To be honest though, when you talk to a lot of former athletes, but even personal experience, when you got a lot of things going on in your life, you want to do something that don't make you think about anything on the outside, innit? When you go into that gym and you're punching the bag,
that's your outlet. Yeah, that's exactly. Your outlet.
So I think Buster Douglas, like his mum died before the Tyson fight.
Yeah, and he still took the fight on.
I think obviously
Luke Campbell's dad died, I think, a few days before the Linares fight, and he stayed in camp.
The Linares one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so a lot of people have been through a lot of tough situations.
Yeah. And I had to go through it. And sometimes maybe this is, for me, obviously mental health in itself, all this going on for me, is the downside of all this social stuff, innit? You make yourself big on social, so you've made it your job. And this, I've banged on about this from about the AJ thing and how they've done it with the matchroom fighters. And it's like they're eager to make these guys superstars outside of the ring. But now you've given them a job on top of their job, which is like they have to be 24/7 open to the public. Whether they're pleasing them or not, it's like they feel they have to be open to the public. That's a hard job in itself, isn't it? I can't. They
have to become personalities themselves.
Yeah, I can't comment on that. Obviously, none of us have even been there, but you know what I mean. We're still trying to get a couple more likes and reviews by pointing, clicking up there, subscribing and all that. But yeah, now obviously it's a madness, isn't it? We're having all them, obviously the pros and the cons of it. The pros are that's why he's making all this money boxing. But the cons are that you're gonna have that side of things. But then you gotta deal with that, man. Personally, I think you gotta deal with that. But like I said, if he takes his time off and comes back a 3-time better fighter and goes there and smashes man up, or even takes on the same opponent, then who are we to say anything, innit? He obviously done what's best for him. But yeah, from the outside looking in, you think when your job status is professional, whatever it is you do it, that's your job, innit?
Yeah. To be honest, for me, like I said, I wouldn't criticize the guy for not doing it, because obviously I can't tell you what to do with your mental health. But for me personally, I would rather see someone, your mental health is bad, do what you love, and that's gonna help you overcome, innit? So my perspective would be, go through the fight and grind through it, innit?
Yeah,
life's got to go on at the end of the day, innit?
Yeah, and if you're allowed to pull out now, it's only gonna build up bad habits, innit? Yeah. Anytime your mind ain't right in the future, in any camp, in any fight, you're just gonna think, oh, I'm gonna have to sit this one out, innit? So, because you know what I mean, it may not be beneficial.
To build on Mikey's point, though, can't you think that him being selfish in this situation and thinking about him could lead to actually having more of a strong career? Because like
at the
end of the day, like he could be in a position where this is like he's not able to train right, he's not able to get his head right and focus into the tactic and the game plan. Maybe he needs a bit of time off to just settle down.
That's like I said, if he comes back stronger than he left, stronger than before, and then comes back and just carries on with his business as usual, then obviously no one can really knock him, because he knows what's best for him. But it does also, we know that as much as this mental health thing is rough right now, it is also used as an excuse for a lot of things, you know?
Absolutely.
And it can create a weaker mentality by being allowed to just fall back on that all the time. I don't think that's always a good thing.
I've taken time off work for mental health. I'm not
gonna lie. Yeah, we've known you're sick for the longest time, cuz.
Full pay as well. Beautiful.
You still ain't right in the head, bro.
Alright, it's all about actual boxing that happened last weekend. Felix Cash, he became, I guess, unified British and Commonwealth champion when he stopped Denzel Bentley in the third round, I believe it was. What did you make of the fight?
Bruv, did you know about this Felix Cash done?
Yeah, bro.
Bruv, I've never heard, I don't know where he come from, never heard of him. But obviously, Tony Sims' camp. Do you know you got good fighters? You know the level of fighters you got up there, good competitive training. But I never heard of Tony, I ain't gonna lie, bro. But after seeing what he done, he looks like he has some real potential. How old is he?
He is 28.
And what was his biggest win before this?
Debatable. I think it was Jack Cullen. The guy's Jack Cullen is a 6'3" middleweight.
So that's a fight in itself.
And he went to like he was a 6'3" middleweight who likes to fight.
Yeah.
He can keep it long, but if you want to get inside of him, and he can hit hard. Felix Cash knocked him out.
Felix Cash, the style, the compactness, the neatness, everything was correct. Like,
old school.
From a technical point of view, everything was correct. His hands was tucked up. What I loved was, so what was it, the third round, wasn't it? So we watched the first round, We watched the first round. I'm in a group chat now. We watched the first round. Every man said, yeah, boy, if this carries on, it's a stoppage straight, innit? Like, you thought raw. And then the second round, Denzel got himself back into it towards the end. And I thought, you know what? When he found his feet on the back foot popping and moving, I thought, you know what? He might be able to just get through a few rounds and then start building up momentum and building a rhythm. But then come the third, it's like, what I liked about Felix Cash, he's so comfortable up close and personal. It's like, you know, you see certain fighters, their shape looks lovely out of range when nothing's going on. It's easy. You always hear trainers, keep your shape. It's easy when you're outside looking pretty, doing all this posing shit. And you know me, that I feel like that goes on way too much in boxing nowadays. Felix Cash was not there to do none of that. He weren't there doing all that fancy stuff out of range. He had one intention. He's getting up close, and when he gets close, he's throwing them right hands from in. Like, he was up in man's face, banging in them right hands. I thought, he looks like a very solid, compact fighter, and obviously he was up against a good opposition in Denzel Bentley. And I think, but it could be an exciting future for him.
I remember last week you said something like, these fighters aren't really fighters.
They don't fight.
Yeah, I remember in the second round, I can't remember which point it was, but Felix Cash threw a jab in it, and Denzel Bentley caught him with a nice pullback right hand. Yeah. And Cash threw a right hand at the same time. His one missed. Yeah. But then Cash threw a left hook after that right hand, and he caught him clean, innit? And then Bentley thought after he done that little pull counter, he's thinking, that's nice boxing. But Felix Cash said, this ain't boxing.
He caught him with two. And what did Denzel do? Backed up.
Yeah, backed up. Took the hook and he couldn't take it, innit?
Yeah, not saying that that's a bad thing, but there's not a lot of fighters that have that confidence and ability to stand there. And even though Felix Cash took a clean shot, he didn't change. He just carried on.
Left hook, straight come, straight back. It's like, it's difference between boxing and fighting sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah.
Some of these guys are like pretty on the pads, do these little combos and think it's like you teach someone pull counter right hand.
Yeah, and 9 times out of 10 in the sparring and the people you're training with, it works. Yeah. When it doesn't work, you got no follow up to it.
Too many bad habits, and especially the one thing that pisses me off the most in boxing, you're getting hit with a right hand. Why is your left hand at your waist?
Yeah.
At what point do you think to yourself, so if I do this, the right hand's not going to hand?
Bring it up and change.
Literally, that's it, isn't it?
Was he taking right hands before he took the main one that put him out on the ropes?
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
Even the commentator was saying you need to stop circling towards the guy's right hand.
He's going left, he was going left, and once he changed to his right, and then he went back to his left again. But it's like you're saying about bad habits. Obviously, there's fighters that box with their hands down, but the best fighters know when to tuck up. Yeah. They know, and they don't just come out completely hands down. They find their rhythm, find their distance, find their range, and then most fighters with their hands down like that are rangy fighters that are range. I think Denzel was caught in between two. He's maybe roughing guys up in the gym with that confident hands down style, but when you're coming up against proper opposition, you ain't gonna get away with it.
Ever said after the fight, I was like, is that how you lot see me when I have my left hand?
But in no man's land, isn't it? It's in no man's land. Up against, that's the thing, you get away with it when you're against lesser opposition. Yeah. But when you're against someone that's gonna take advantage of them little things, which Cash with his shape was very nice. It looked like he had the ability to do so.
Even with Denzel, he had a reason to have that kind of confidence in himself, innit? He was a British champion. He boxes well, innit?
What was his last one? Heffron, was it?
Heffron,
Did he stop him?
Yeah, he did. I think he had like a swollen eye.
Wait, he boxed Heffron that was about a
12 round.
Oh, he went 12 round, huh?
Draw. I thought Bentley beat him.
Yeah.
But I saw how it was close, so Bentley sort of let the rounds.
And then he had a rematch with Heffron.
That's
when he stopped him in the first or second round, huh?
I think it was at 4, but he had a lump on his eye and he stopped it because of the lump.
Okay.
But he obviously deserved the win still.
Yeah.
I thought he won the first one as well.
Yeah.
So he had reason to think, to have that kind of confidence in himself, and I just thought against that certain opponent, you don't fight that guy, innit? I don't think he realised what he got himself into.
The levels, innit? The levels. You need to know the levels, man.
Even the first round, he was... Obviously, he jumps about.
No, but
you can't jump about in the front foot against a guy's going to throw against you.
If you ain't figured that person out by now, or touched him couple fakes, couples, you seen how he reacts. But Denzel's just got a very strong character from what I hear about him. He seems like he got a very strong mentality.
He'll come back.
Definitely, you know what I mean? Get himself back in the gym, back to the drawing board, working on it and coming back stronger and better.
What's next for Felix Cash? It's middleweight, right?
Yeah.
Who's about in the middleweight division?
Eubank.
No, Eubank won't be looking down like that.
I know, but does he have the right to not, you know what I mean?
Liam Williams?
I think the fans should be calling for the Eubank fight.
Liam Williams with Frank Warren, it's never going to happen. It's with Frank Warren, isn't it?
They said, I read today.
What was it?
I read today. Yeah. Wait, was it Liam Williams that had the...
Andre. Had a war title.
And what belt did he have before that? The British.
Belt? I can't remember.
I think he did win the British at one point, yeah.
Don't get me, I might have read this wrong, yeah, but I'm pretty sure they said it was, what's the Donny's name you're talking about?
Liam Williams.
Liam Williams vacated the belt in the promise that he becomes mandatory to the winner if he loses his fight.
Yeah.
So basically, he should be mandatory for that British, for Felix Cash's British belt.
Probably could fight.
But what they're also saying is obviously Cash has got his eyes set straight on European, innit? He's been Commonwealth for a while, just took the British. He wants to go European.
For a while, he's 11-0.
But when did he win the Commonwealth? I swear they said he ain't boxed for a little while or something.
Let me check.
Who's got the European at middleweight?
To be fair.
I think he's showing his level, but obviously they're never too good to go and have a couple good competitive scraps at that British level.
Fight someone who means something more so than the belt.
And the thing is, it's gonna benefit you later on in your career because by the time you get up to that level, you know where you stand, innit?
Yeah, you're fighting someone literally just fought at world level and hurt the world champion.
Yeah, so
probably fight him and then fight for the Commonwealth anyway, innit?
Yeah.
Build your profile regardless.
You ain't getting a better test for that in that sense. Innit? Who else was on that bill?
On that bill?
The big heavyweight guy, David Adelaide.
Oh yeah, we gotta talk about that one, David Adelaide. Yeah, I watch these heavyweights, Mike. Yeah, and I'm watching them like, okay, you've got hype, but show me something, innit?
Yeah.
And these guys, they knock out 6 guys, and you're thinking, all right,
yeah, they're the real deal.
But nah, bro.
I got message in about the 5th round. Donny was saying he ain't won a round.
Nah. And I think the first one was debatable.
Did he lose?
No, he won it. Of course, he got it on points.
Of course he did.
I was reading the comments. Everyone was just saying, "Wow."
The heavyweight was the geezer who beat Lucas Brown, and they robbed him as well. No, the Polish guy.
The Polish guy.
What's that?
Yeah.
Fucking stop putting your bets on, bruv. Save your money for the Purist bets.
Not even a bet, bro. It ain't even a bet.
I missed the camera.
That's going in. That's a blooper.
Just as Let's go losing the league in Spain.
Did you watch
side note.
What one? Adelaide. No,
I put it like this, yeah. I didn't see the fight because obviously I heard about David Adelaide. I think I'm not really gonna watch him. He don't look special to me. So watch the highlights, and obviously he's won the fight now. So you go and watch the highlights. In the highlights, where he's a BT Sport fighter, it's a BT Sport YouTube page for the BT Sport highlights.
Yeah.
All the highlights of the other guy.
Yeah. So you know they fine tune them highlights for the man as well, innit?
Even in between rounds where they put only the highlights of the home fighter. They only had 2 rounds where they could put highlights of him.
Yeah.
He just got
I missed
fight.
it. Obviously, I ain't gonna throw shade at man. We'll see him get back in the gym.
To be honest,
go back to work.
When it comes to talent, you can see he's the better fighter.
Yeah.
He's simply just, I think he's just so in love with his power. Like Lyndon Arthur said on the commentary.
Again, that's it's all talent. You know what I mean? Talent is one thing. These days, you need to be aware that this sport is the hardest sport in the world for a reason. You need to work on your craft constantly. It's not even me. I look at these the people that looked at as top fighters, and I think they could add so much more to their game. You know what I mean? Go abroad, go to spend some time in some Mexican gyms, spend some time in some African gyms. You know what I'm saying?
For real. Take yourself out of your comfort zone.
Real talk. You've come through a lot of even GB boxing. They think because of they've hit that top at the amateurs in the GB sense, all they gotta do is work to transfer that to the pro game. There's so much more out there stylistically to learn. You know what I mean? To adapt to.
But after the fight, Adelaide said in a rematch he would stop the guy. And
yeah,
I believe him.
I see it. Yeah. He has the ability to do so.
If he uses his jab and set up his shot instead of thinking, he was
I'd
fighting like a
one
6'5" heavyweight Mayweather.
Yeah.
Trying to counter.
Yeah.
But every time he tried to counter,
but again, this is the downside for me as from all the hype that these promoters put onto their fighters. You know what I mean? This is the downside. They also get caught up in it. You gotta be able, like I said, to work on your craft, man. You've knocked out 4, 5, 6 guys. Cool, you're knocking out these guys, but in the gym you should be sparring the top donnies. You should be getting worked over, realistically.
That stage in your career, you should be getting beaten up.
Yeah, in the gym you should know. Yeah, you should be coming back with some licks.
So Lawrence Okoli's going out there sparring Tyson Fury and them guys there. I guarantee you he won't win many of them rounds.
Yeah, of course. And if he was, it was because Fury was kind of working on stuff and doing technical stuff, but you know he benefited from that massively.
Yeah, of course, every time.
What's the Donny? Your Donny was on the undercard.
Callum Johnson.
Callum.
Yeah.
He got hurt, didn't he?
Yeah.
Did he get hurt?
Bad.
Yeah, straight right. Yeah.
Damn.
Legs.
It was a knockdown. His knee touched the ground.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Whilst the referee didn't see it. To be fair, it was hard to see, but you actually got. His fight's always exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. He's just got so much power that just gets him out of trouble.
That was a bad stoppage. The referee took too long.
Yeah, you think?
He's taking a lot of shots to the top of the head. I could tell it was. If you watch it back, you're like, wow.
And he's just holding his head. He weren't doing nothing.
He even throw back on.
You know what killed me? Yeah, the commentators was gassing up Callum the whole time. Yeah, and when the right hand landed, like they didn't know what to say.
They were shocked.
Yeah, and they didn't even gas it. They was like, yeah. Oh, he's actually just landed a good shot himself. Well, it's mad. But yeah, good little comeback for him. Obviously, that what is it, light heavyweight?
Yeah, he's always inactive though.
But it's exciting to throw more names in the mix. I like the way that they was putting it on Lyndon Arthur straight away about fighting him. I like the way Lyndon Arthur addressed every question. He didn't get drawn. Now he just said, boom, I'm here for me and I'm here doing what I'm doing. But then the fact that you've got Anthony Yard, you've got Buatsi, you got the man in the division.
Fuck the rematch for him. He should go fight Callum Johnson. Callum Johnson.
Rematch for who?
For Lyndon Arthur. Why should he give him a rematch?
Let him fight he hasn't fought in a while, a little warm up.
Who? Let who fight a little warm up? Raw. What are you saying? Yard's the warm up.
Yeah. Yard's the warm up for Johnson, and then
he's just come out. He's training with
Tunde,
and James Cook. James Cook from Pedro's.
Yeah, James Cook. I didn't even read it.
Yeah.
Alright, shout out Yard. I might
like it. Come on. Nah. He's training. Yeah, he's brought James Cook in. Good top man. We was working down Pedro's last year or the end of 2019, I believe. I was working amongst him, and he's a throwback. You know what I mean? If you look him up, I believe he's a middleweight boxer. Yeah, beat Michael Watson, MBE. But he's a throwback, man. He's got a good boxing brain. They do things the old school way, innit? So we'll see what effects that has on Anthony and their training camp. But either way, they're all good big personalities in that division, man. I like to see them personalities in the ring with each other, innit?
Remind me to talk about that off camera, innit?
What one?
James Cook and Tunde being in the same camp. You see what I'm saying, innit? You see what I'm saying,
innit? When my boy told me, yeah, I just thought, raw.
Yeah, bad thing, innit?
Yeah. But yeah, fair play to them. Either way, they're making moves, and I'm saying made an executive decision, decided to do something different. Hopefully, it works out for them.
We can say, as I said, we said that about the fight. As long as Yard learns that he needs to change something, that things are not correct, whether you think you won or not, things need to change.
Going back to what you're saying about Adelaide just literally 2 minutes ago, these guys doing things that don't necessarily benefit their abilities and their talents. You're doing the sit back Mayweather stuff, but on the front foot, hands down and stuff. It's obviously he could do a lot more. He could be doing a lot more with his natural physical abilities. You know what I mean? The guy's a very strong light heavyweight and slick with it as well.
Do you remember Edgar Berlanga?
No.
I was telling you about him last time. 15-0 or 16-0, 16
knockouts first round.
He got points for the first time in his career.
Yeah. How many rounds?
Knocked the guy down 4 times though.
How many rounds?
I think it was a 6 rounder.
How did he look? Did he maintain his?
I'll be honest with you. Whenever he fights, I assume it's going to be a first round knockout.
So after that,
I just watch it. I watched the highlights. Well, it actually went 8 rounds, but the guy was tough because you could see sometimes when he got clipped. I think he got dropped in like the first or second round.
So what about Donny? You still vouching for him?
I didn't vouch for him. As I told you last time, I've never seen him fight.
Who vouched for him?
He fought for 20. I think he fought for like 12 minutes.
Yeah.
Before this fight or something.
So
we
don't know yet.
I can watch the fight and then give you more, but
you got it, man. You got to put your early. We got to put it out there, man. We got to be exclusive.
The power's real.
We got to let the people know. You know what I'm saying?
The power's real, innit?
Yeah.
Everything else, I'll watch the fight and get back.
We'll see. Yeah, I hear that. But either way, if the power is that serious, Deontay Wilder just shows how far you can go with that. You ain't gonna have no ability.
Even the guy who lasted 8 rounds, I think the second round he got knocked down. You can see that man's face. I don't want to be here. They're thinking, nah, fuck this. Nah, never been hit like that in his life.
Yeah, it's mad. You can see where the effect of a proper puncher, innit?
Because you know, especially with these journeymen or these guys who aren't of the top level, where they just in there knowing they're gonna lose. Yeah, they've been fighting like let's say their whole life. And they've been in there with punches, non-punches, fast guys. And if you get hit by someone where you're thinking, yo, bro, this ain't normal, innit? That's when you know a guy's power is serious.
Yeah, it's different. Let's do some fantasy fights.
Go on, then.
Fantasy mashups.
Fantasy fights?
You might got to get involved.
Or Q&A?
Fantasy fights, then Q&A.
Oh, okay. Fantasy fights.
Mike Tyson. Joe Frazier.
That's a tough one. That's like 1.0 versus 2.0, isn't it? I'll go Smoking Joe. I've seen him have more heart.
Yeah, all right. That's
how forget the technical shit.
Yeah, you can't go against that.
Triple G, Marvin Hagler.
Oh, bro, stop being disrespectful, bro. War. That's all I'm gonna say. Fuck that. That's at 1.0 versus 2.0, but Hagler's the 2.0 and Golovkin's at 1.0.
Andre Ward, Joe Calzaghe, Prime.
Ward, innit?
I'll take Ward. He'll find a way to stop him throwing 100 million punches. I reckon he won't let him set himself to throw that many punches.
I'm going to bring the UFC, more realistic one. Francis Ngannou v Anthony Joshua.
Oh, what? In what? Boxing or UFC? In boxing?
Yeah, in boxing.
Nah, Joshua.
Ngannou.
Joshua knock him out.
That's a one-sided fight.
4 rounds, not even.
But as soon as Ngannou touches him, Joshua's legs, all over the place.
What I'm saying, are you saying Ngannou can't?
Yeah,
that guy's power.
Patient Ngannou can do it.
Yeah, patient Ngannou. He's not.
Atlas Ngannou can do it for sure.
Floyd Mayweather.
Well, hold on. Patient against MMA guy don't know how to box.
Yeah, fair.
It's a big difference.
You just said it yourself. Deontay Wilder got all the way to the top. Yeah. He even dropped Tyson. On his
but
power.
He's a boxer. Don't start comparing to the UFC fight.
You know what it is? When you focus on one thing. You see his face?
I'm sorry. I just had one, man. You made me lose.
I got a good fight that I can't forget.
Mayweather versus Tommy Hearns.
No, Thomas Hearns. Might knock him out.
Mayweather versus Roberto Duran.
Mayweather.
That's a good fight, you know. Mayweather versus Roberto Duran. Nah, Roberto Duran, man.
Do you know what it is for me?
Go on.
When Duran gets on the inside, most of the guys he fights, they sort of try to fight him on the inside. Mayweather's gonna be like this and not really.
But the only way Mayweather's winning that fight is if Joe Cortez is the ref. Cause
what way is it? 135. Where Mayweather used to dance for the whole 12
rounds. 135. I was coming out above 135 for Mayweather's sake.
I think Mayweather's better 135.
The best version of Mayweather is at 135 or 130 super feather or lightweight. Yeah, but lightweight Duran, you are smoking. You don't lose fights.
Mayweather don't lose no fights, bro. The fuck?
Duran's lost like 10, so.
Bruv, lightweight Duran. You're putting lightweight.
Hold on. Alright, give me 3 of Duran's best fights at lightweight.
I can't do that.
No, I can.
It's been a long day, cuz. It's been an emotional day. Nah, lightweight, right, let's put this one up there. He
ain't beating no Hall of Fame at lightweight.
Put the poll up there, but did you see the way he dismantled anybody that come in the ring with him at lightweight? Dismantled. It don't matter. He dismantled them. And then he took that straight up to welterweight and done the same to Leonard.
After taking 7 fights at welterweight, people don't like mentioning that.
Bruv.
People don't like mentioning that part.
Put the poll
7
up.
fights
I'm saying Duran. I'm saying Roberto Duran on this one. At 135.
James Toney versus.
Mayweather could dance for 12 rounds back when it was at 135.
Nah, I'm not hearing that. He's a mauler. He's a mauler, but he's like Khabib in the UFC. He's like the boxing Khabib because he ain't losing from.
James Toney versus Bernard Hopkins, middleweight.
Good fight.
Both when they were proper middleweights.
James Toney. I think
because of the time they were both middleweight. Toney was Hopkins had to develop way later. It's like when he fought Roy Jones, heavy. He wasn't ready, innit?
Yeah, as a light heavy, he was solid at light heavy, innit? Kelly Pavlik and that's when he started to see brain.
No, but even when it was middleweight, unified middleweight champion, Toney wasn't middleweight no more. It's like, remember when Hopkins...
No, but both at their peaks at middleweight then.
That's a tougher one still. I'll still take Toney though, natural talent, innit? I'll take the natural talent.
Heavyweights, Tyson Fury v Mike Tyson.
Ooh.
Tyson.
Ooh.
To me, it's 2 different stores. That's like different weight classes.
Nah, but it don't matter. But what's the win then?
That's a 5'10" versus 6'10". I'm taking 6'10".
Bruv, it's hard to punch down. It's hard to punch your
Tyson
foot down.
Fury stoppage, man.
I was thinking I reach a foot out.
And Tyson, when Tyson starts doing that low, bruv, Tyson might just give him one of them left hooks to the thigh, cuz. Don't even punch up the foot at the thigh.
You're right, still is hard though. But
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Is very short, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just punching his knee, fam.
What are you saying? Who you picking?
I think Mike Tyson.
I'm trying. Why? I see you just see something. I'm trying to see what you just see, fam.
I saw the comments.
Wait there. Wait. Can I show them the best comments we've had? The best. This is the reactions we get.
About boxing, if you don't know shit about boxing, the Charlo brothers are stars. Nobody want to fight them. Don't nobody want to fight punk ass Chris Eubanks. They got 2 losses. So stop talking about boxing if y'all don't know. Don't ever talk about the Charlo brothers, dickhead.
Be careful what you say, bro.
What about the Charlos against each other?
Huh? I'll take the bigger one.
Younger one.
Why?
He's more of a dog.
You think so?
100%.
You really?
I think he's a bit crazier as well.
And he the one who cried.
Yeah. He's got something wrong with him.
You gotta be scared.
He's got a screw loose. Yeah, for sure. I think the older one is a bit calmer. I think the older one's a bit more
when
chill.
You see
a
them
bit more
man just start breaking out like that.
Yeah. The Jamel was like screaming on Instagram Live. He's like, I hate Demetrius Andrade. I've never given him that fight. I hate him. He was proper.
That emotional, wasn't it?
Yeah. So.